Good afternoon, School Board, Dr. Hernandez, and District staff. The time is now 1 p.m. on the 7th day of April, 2020. And I call this meeting of the Edgewood Independent School District School Board to order. Secretary Stella Camacho will join in on video conference. Vice President Frank Espinosa.
Present.
Vice President Frank Espinosa.
Present.
Camacho.
Present.
Camacho.
Present.
Board Member Timothy Payne. Board Member Marta Castilla. Board Member Joseph Guerra.
Present.
Board Member James Hernandez. Board President Roy Soto, I'm here as well. Let the record show that a quorum of the Edgewood Independent School District Board is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of the meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Will everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the pledge to the Texas flag?
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Board members, agenda item 2 is communication from citizens to discuss pending agenda items before the board. The district had requested for all public comments to be submitted prior to the board meeting in order to avoid a large public hearing. Dr. Hernandez, do we have any public comments?
No, sir, we do not have any public comments.
Board members, we'll continue with agenda item 3. Action item A. Dr. Hernandez, you have the floor.
Board members, good afternoon. I appreciate your time this afternoon for this special card board meeting. The first item you're going to hear about is item 3A. This is the discussion and possible action to approve by resolution the filing of a general waiver under Texas Education Code 7.056 with the Commissioner of Education requesting that all performance appraisals under Texas Education Code 21.351, 21.352, 21.3541, and the applicable rules in Title 19, Texas Administration Code, Chapter 150, and District Policies DNA Local and DMB Local be waived for the 2019-2020 school year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Presenting to you is Mr. McIlvain, our Senior Executive Director of Human Resources.
Good afternoon, Board President, members of the Board, Dr. Hernandez. I'm presenting information to you today based on a guidance that we've received from our Texas Education Agency, as well as our legal team regarding employee appraisals. So obviously, with school closure, we're faced with some unique challenges, and one of which is that there are staff members at our campuses and throughout our district who had not yet, prior to the closure, been formally observed and or evaluated. And so I want to kind of present some information to you about the obligation and the requirement that the district has in terms of evaluation, what guidance we're receiving. And Ms. Portillo, can you go to the next slide? Or I'm sorry, the guidance that we're receiving from Texas Education Agency. And then, of course, the board resolutions that we're bringing to you today for consideration and action. The Texas Education Code has specific requirements related to teacher and principal and other administrator evaluations. The district is obligated to provide state-approved evaluations for all certified staff under a Chapter 21 contract. Edgewood, along with many other districts across the state, utilize the T-TEST and T-PES evaluation system. For example, we bring to the board every year a list of certified appraisers that you ratify, acknowledging that these individuals have received training on how to appropriately evaluate staff. That's all part of the state requirement that we have to evaluate teachers and administrators. And we have to maintain these evaluations as part of the employment record. And so in order to, and in addition to the state mandate to evaluate teachers and principals using that state-approved evaluation system, we have a local requirement through Board Policy DN Local. And it essentially says that all employees shall receive a copy of their annual written evaluation. All employees shall be appraised periodically. And this group includes all of our at-will employees, such as our instructional paras, our custodial staff, and really all other at-will staff, along with non-Chapter 21 contracted employees, which would be for other staff, district administrators who aren't working under that T-test or T-PES evaluation system. So essentially, whether I'm a teacher in the district or a principal, or whether I'm an at-will employee, if I'm employed by the district at all, then I'm obligated by either policy or state law to be evaluated annually. Obviously, with the unique circumstance that we're under, that creates a bit of a challenge for the district. And so we've received direct guidance from TEA offering a waiver for districts to participate in that would waive the education code requirements for teachers and principals. However, in order to apply for the waiver, we have to come to you as the board and ask for you to pass a resolution authorizing the superintendent to apply for this waiver. Once and if you approve the resolution, we will submit an application to the state. TEA automatically approves a general waiver for a district, and then given that, the board then can suspend or waive that requirement for evaluation. In addition, a second resolution allowing the superintendent to waive local board policy DN Local would allow us to address all the other evaluations that aren't under the state requirement. And so today we're bringing two resolutions to you. I know we're taking action on action item 3A first, and so I'll speak to both. The first resolution that is for your consideration is authorizing, in essence, authorizing you in light of the school closure, you're authorizing the superintendent to apply to TEA for a waiver that would waive the requirements for teacher and principal and other administration evaluations. That's a separate resolution. The next resolution is allowing the superintendent to suspend board policy DN Local, which would cover all of the other employee evaluations across the district. You have any questions?
Board members?
No.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Hernandez, can you provide a recommendation?
Yes, sir. At this time, I would recommend that the board approve action item 3A as well as the following 3B.
Board members, do we have a motion? Board members, do we have a second?
I second.
Board member Timothy Payne moves. Board member Marta Castilla seconds. Board members, do we have any discussion? Board members, I'm going to ask that you vote with a show of hands, and Ms. Camacho will vote with a yay or nay. Board members Camacho, a yay or nay. Board members. Please raise your right hand. Ms. Camacho, yay or nay? Board members, motion carries. We'll continue with item B. Dr. Hernandez, you have the floor.
Board, on item 3B, I would also recommend that you approve item 3B as presented.
Board members, do we have a motion?
I move we approve of item B.
Board members, do we have a second?
Second, Mr. President.
Board member Joseph Guerra moves. Board member Timothy Payne seconds. Board members, do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor, raise your right hand. All those opposed, raise your right hand. Ms. Camacho, you can vote with a yea or a nay. Board members, motion carries. Dr. Hernandez, we're now moving to item C.
Board members, item 3C is a discussion and possible action of RFP 19/009 Grease Trap Project at Memorial High School. I'll remind you, you approved this item back in June of last year. So Mr. Elvis Williams, our Senior Executive Director of Operations, is going to bring this item to you.
Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Hernandez, community members and staff, the administration has determined a need for kitchen plumbing concern at Memorial High School, and it's the grease trap. It needs to be rerouted in order to install a new one. The current drainage system requires routine servicing to unclog the drains. The current system is in very much in disrepair. A new grease trap will enable the grease to be contained separately from the gray water and enable the grease to separate properly through the drainage system. Again, as Dr. Hernandez previously stated, if you recall back this summer, you all approved O'Connell Robertson as the architect to design the new system. And what we're bringing to you today is the results from the evaluated proposals from the companies that bid on the RFP. And so with that, the district staff that evaluated the proposals, they are asking or recommending in the district, and our administration is recommending that we award the bid to Spa Glass in an amount not to exceed $417,976. This work has already been identified last summer as a need and is already in the budget.
Board members, do we have any questions?
How long will this project take?
We're going to start the work hopefully in the summer. The original plan was to start in the summer. We can't do this work with anyone in the building, so we're looking at about a 2.5-month timeline. Based on the scope of the work and the timeline that we were presented from Spa Glass, if we were to start, let's just say June 1st, we could be complete by the time first day of school. Under the conditions that we're under now, that shouldn't be an issue because the premises are vacated. If we continue, if the superintendent and the board decides to close school sooner rather than later, yes, we could start sooner than June, yes. The lifetime of a grease trap, that's like a 30-year warranty on something. The current one that we have, it's been in disrepair for about 15 years.
I think it's because of the diameter of the pipe. They're replacing it with a larger diameter pipe.
Yes, sir. Right.
Board members, do we have any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Williams. Dr. Hernandez, can you provide a recommendation?
Yes, sir. At this time, I would recommend that the board approve this item as presented, item 3C.
Board members, do we have a motion?
Motion that we approve the item as discussed in item C.
Board members, do we have a second?
Second, Mr. President.
Board member Joseph Guerra moves. Board member Timothy Payne seconds. Do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. All those opposed, please raise your right hand. Ms. Camacho, you can vote with a yea or a nay. Board members' motion carries. Board members, we have concluded all of the agenda items for our board meeting this evening. We will now move to adjournment. The time is now 1:16 p.m. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. President, to adjourn.
Board members, do we have a second?
Second.
Board member Timothy Payne moves. Board member Joseph Guerra seconds. Do we have any discussion? If we have no discussion, meeting is adjourned.
We're still online.